Welcome to the Thursday networking and prospecting training. Tonight, I promised you a conversation about Facebook groups, and specifically Facebook groups that you are not an admin of, so that you can really step into that group with poise, posture, and purpose, right? So that you're leaving that digital footprint to really attract and grow your audience. So if you have, like I said, if you have friends, if you have team members, who would really benefit from this conversation, feel free to tag them, and definitely feel free to just share this video. Hey, Erin, great to see you. Let me put my eyes on. I love meeting with you guys, but I hate meeting with you like this, where I have to kind of read off the screen, but it's okay. Now, Facebook groups for me are a really fun way, and you may have rolled your eyes and felt like, fun? What's your definition of fun, lady? Like, it's daunting. And I can really understand if you're not using groups the way that I'm going to share with you tonight to really kind of network and prospect. Hi, Sonoma. Why it might feel like a daunting task. So I would like to get a feel for kind of the room right now where we are live. And on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being really uncomfortable and unsure, with 10 being you just knock it out of the park every time, where would you rate your comfortability right now with Facebook groups? 1 through 10. And I know, Erin, it's funny. I feel like Lady Gaga with all these outfit changes every day. I don't know why I do that. I do, though. It's craziness. Ursula, what's up? I'm going to actually go ahead and pop open Facebook. Thierry, great to see you. Anthony said a 5. Very cool. 4, 3. I really appreciate your honesty, because it helps me judge kind of where we're going to start and where's that leaping board for us tonight. 6, 3, 6. Cool. 8. Awesome. So there's a good 5. Very cool. Marla said 8. All right. There's a huge mixture here. All right. So there's 3 things, in my opinion, that we are looking for when it comes to Facebook groups. Number 1 is obviously, where does your ideal client hang out? Where, Thierry, what was the question? I'm asking, like, what is your comfortability right now on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being extremely comfortable and 1 being like total introvert, not sure how to really use Facebook groups effectively. Maybe you're not generating good conversation or generating any leads or growing your audience. You would probably rate yourself around a 1 if that were the case. So I like to see, where's that sliding scale for you? And it is a sliding scale. One of the things that I have been able to do as far as growth and profitability is really kind of tap into those Facebook groups. And I was just about to explain the 3. We got a 1. Awesome. So you're in the right place tonight. 3 to 4. Hey, Steph. 4. Awesome. A 12. What's up, David from Austin? Cool. So we definitely have all ends of the spectrum. And I love that, because you'll be able to provide some insight and maybe help the rest of our community really tap into kind of what you're doing to have some results in Facebook groups. So what we're looking for is 2 to 3 quality Facebook groups. And that's really all we can handle at any given point in time. So 2 to 3 groups. And what we look for is 1 group, maybe 2 out of 3, that really have your ideal client, your ideal audience in them. So for me, I really like to play in female entrepreneur groups, just kind of where I hang out and really the language that I speak as a mom. Most of the community has, heard my story. When my daughter was born, that's when I launched as an entrepreneur. And it was really important for me to be able to have that flexibility and work around teethings and tantrums. And I've done that, right? I've done that. So I can speak that mom, that female vibe, that female language, because I am one. What's up, Delroy? Maybe your ideal audience are plant-based humans, in which case you would want to find maybe an established plant-based group. And you might think, well, if I'm looking for plant-based people, or maybe I'm trying to teach them the importance of becoming plant-based, why would I hang out in an established plant-based group? There's a lot of reasons. And this is where I want to help you kind of destroy any limiting beliefs that you have about other Facebook groups. Number one, they're not you, right? They have nothing that you have as far as your personality, your heart, your skill, and your knowledge. So don't ever feel like you're going in like inadequate, if I may say, in this kind of instance. The second kind of group we're looking for is, do you have any hobbies? And we talk about this a lot. For me, it's the goats, right? We've got crazy screaming goats out there, and I like to play in goat groups. And I can post a picture or a video of one of the goats and literally get between 600 and 700 reactions every single day, literally every single day. So the more that you're in a group, the more that you're being consistent, even if it is a hobby group, whether it's quilting, knitting, I don't know, darts, you're going to show up consistently. And the people there are getting that face recognition, the name recognition, the comfortability. And like I say all the time, that wall of stranger danger, it goes down. And then they're starting to feel a little more comfortable. So it's not awkward when you have a conversation about some of your hobbies. I generally use Angel Fletcher as an example, because this was one of my first conversations about Facebook groups. And I really realized the power of, like Randine just said, just being yourself. Really important to be you, because we don't know how to be anybody else. So the more we try, the more we're stepping out of alignment of who we are, the more we're stepping out of integrity with ourselves. And that is uncomfortable. You have like a facade, and you can only do that for so long before you're like, I'm either burnt out or just totally exhausted. And you will succumb to this side of things, of being that genuine, authentic self, or you'll quit. And we don't want that. That is why we're here. That is why we're trying to destroy that. Hey, what's up, Bianca? Hi, Darlene. Yeah. So Kathy, if you go into something like a quilting group, how do you work that into your business? So that's a really, really great question. And what I want you to really adopt tonight. Good morning, Stephanie from Australia. Did a phenomenal 5-day challenge. And a part of that challenge was teaching us something that we call those 5 tribal buckets. Okay. Keep this in mind, your 5 tribal buckets. That basically gives your brain permission to post on your profile a healthy balance of who you are. What are all of those things that encompass, your personality, personally and professionally? So if you were to ever stumble upon my Facebook profile, I can tell you right now, my 5 tribal buckets are coaching. What's up, Tina and Mariah? That's one bucket for me. Number 2 is mom life. And like I said, I've literally built this business around teethings, tantrums, you name it. She's now 7 and we're still going strong. So that is something that I can speak to with my eyes closed. Number 3 is goat mom life, because FYI. Number 4 is mental health, because that is a very, very important topic to me. And then number 5 is self-care, right? So I want you to consider all of the ways that you can bring in your personality, your everyday life, but also like a business or a product curiosity post that have the potential to filter or funnel up to one of those 5 buckets. So when you're in a quilting group, you're going to talk about quilting. What stitch do you like? What fabric do you like? Share or showcase something that you've created recently. All you're doing there, you're creating the bond. You have the commonality already. You're creating that bond. So now that they start to have conversations with you, it's not icky and it's certainly not awkward if you were to take that conversation from the group and maybe bring it into Messenger. And if I were in that group, you'd say, hey, Kim, I really just wanted to continue our conversation over here in Messenger without blowing up the group notifications. Hope that's okay. Yeah, of course. And then I go check out your profile. And so Kathy, in this case, if I'm seeing that you have that healthy balance, I'm always talking about that pendulum. And really, I feel like I learned this from Erin Birch, truly. You're either swinging so far to one end of the pendulum that when they land on your profile, it's just all lifestyle, right? They don't know at that point that you have a business, that you have a solution. That's not good. You want links to your Facebook groups. You want curiosity post. And then the pendulum might swing so far in the other direction where I sat for a long time, where Erin had to voice clip me and say, hey girl, you've got way too much business stuff on your profile. Show us some more of your life. And I'm like, oh, damn, I did it again. It's easy to gravitate towards that, if you haven't really stretched that muscle of balance. So the pendulum should always be in the middle where you've got lifestyle and you've got your professional life as well. So now when the quilting group members come back to your profile, we know, because we've taught it time and time again at the workshops and in these kind of settings, that your follow button is on. So they could definitely follow you. Good evening, Genevieve. And they could certainly send you a friend request. But when you have that quilting commonality, they will land on that profile and they're checking you out. So if you have a healthy balance of those 5 tribal buckets, so now that I feel connected to you through a quilting group, I know that we both like quilting. We've got that in common. We can talk about that all day, every day. And I see that you have, let's just say, a Pinterest webinar coming up on Wednesday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I met Kathy in a quilting group, but I didn't know that she teaches people social media. I would love to learn Pinterest so that I could post my quilts, right? We tend to really, truly overcomplicate and look for, if it's not business related, it doesn't serve me. And that's so far from where your mind needs to be. Hey, I would rather find people in, echelon bike rider groups, yoga, goat groups, quilting groups, stuff like that, because they're not as oversaturated as the entrepreneurs, the network marketing groups. I love those groups just as much, but you can build a stronger bond quicker. And I'm not saying you, Kathy, I'm just saying we as humans, we do that very well. You can build a bond quicker in a quilting group, in a personal kind of hobby group, where you build that like, know, and trust very quickly. And then when they see that you have a solution, whether it be a weight loss shake, skincare, CBD oil, they've already connected with you. So they're not going to go find that elsewhere. They're not going to go to external sources or other people to find it. They already like and love you. So they're going to buy from you. Makes perfect sense now, right? Please tell me that made perfect sense. And then the third group is, again, they can be all niche specific if you'd like. They can be hobby and a combination, or if you have a cause that is very near and dear to your heart, you could be in that group as well. So I'll give you one example. Good, I'm glad, thank you. Stephanie said yes. Erin said yes. Karen, that made perfect sense. Adair, Kathy. So you're getting it now. Okay. So you're okay. You're okay. Perfect. Anthony, I love that. The third and final kind of setting is optional, right? You can have two hobby groups if you'd like. There's no right or wrong here. I talk about the Rubik's Cube and how you're just tweaking it to get those colors to match. This is your Rubik's Cube. It's not mine. So for me, as I stated, mental health is extremely important. And so I was actually invited by Facebook to participate in a Facebook group for nonprofits. It's a nonprofit growth group that Facebook corporate puts on. So I'm in that group with thousands of other nonprofit organizations who are trying to grow their businesses online. My passion, my cause is mental health, and the commonality of other people, right? Other people who are so passionate about that cause as well, not mental health, but their own cause. There's so many different nonprofits in this group, from pets to medical conditions to, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go down any kind of sad roads tonight, but those people absolutely need what I have. And so you have skills that people need. It's just a matter of where do you meet them? And I wanted to expand your mind a little bit before we kind of get into the boldness of showing up in networking in groups, because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. But there, in my opinion, again, there is an effective way to kind of show up and let it be known that, like, hey, I'm here and I mean business. And not in an obnoxious, spammy way, but just a way to show that presence, because people would rather really attach themselves to someone who is confident that you can help. So, what kind of groups would you particularly play in? If I weren't here right now, give me a hobby or a cause or a passion of yours that you might go play in, or your ideal client. Where are they hanging out? Right? So let's share my screen and let's play. Crafts. Ooh, Tina, I got a good one for you. Girl. Okay. Homeschool groups. Erin, first of all, you do phenomenal in those homeschool groups. Real estate groups, that's awesome. Bianca, I'd love to know how that's working out. Cooking, yoga, meditation, dance, that's fun. So what kind of dance? Are we talking like Zumba? Are we talking network marketing? Cornelia, very cool. So you guys are getting it. I'm going to go ahead on the left-hand side and click autism. Oh, Darlene, how amazing, right? Could you find a group for autism? Spoodle, that's cool stuff. I'm going to try that. I'm going to just type Spoodle. I'm going to hit enter. And what comes up on the left-hand side is a menu. So I would click groups. And yes, Bianca, I wondered about that. Each time I mention lead magnets in real estate groups for agents, nobody knows what I'm talking about. So I tell them in my non-spammy way. I love that. They need you. So I would go through the groups and really kind of take a look at how many group members there are. If you or your business or your passion are in like a certain geographic location, you want to be conscientious of that. I love that, Cheryl. Freeform dance. So that's something that you would really want to kind of hone in on and niche down. So when you're finding groups for you to play in, you want to think of yourself as the consumer, right? Not as the marketer, because we tend to use language that's very fluffy and language that attracts other marketers. We've got to bring it back down to kind of the 7th grade level, or you as a human, you as a person. So I would look at Spoodle owners. This group is for Spoodle owners to discuss our cute woolly dogs, ask for and give advice. There's 10 posts per day. So this is a private group, which is nice. And we're looking for groups that, you know, they do have some rules. If they lack rules, then it's going to be kind of a, I'm going to watch the vulgarity here, drop and run kind of a situation. So this here obviously says, please familiarize yourself with the group rules. And this looks really good, right? So what they're going to say is be excellent to each other. Advertising puppies for sale is prohibited in actually any animal, as far as I'm concerned. You can't sell goats online either, or chickens. Rehoming posts may be allowed. Okay, so that's good to know. These are all the things you want to know. So Steph, you might come into this group and the way they spelled, which word was it? Something tells me they're from your end of the world, because we tend to use a Z instead of an S where you guys, so this kind of tells me it might be closer to your ocean than mine. So I would join this group. And what we're looking to do is really show up intentionally, right? Yesterday on the wake up call, I really talked over and over about being mindful versus mindful. Which are you? Are you coming into the group like the what's his name? That little tornado guy, the Tasmanian devil. Are you coming in like the Tasmanian devil, just expecting because you're in the group, people are just going to throw themselves at your feet? Or are you earning the conversation? Are you earning the engagement? So think about that and really allow yourself to be present. And I would like to take you through a group of mine, just a female entrepreneur group where, what's the name of it? I know. Okay. This group does have rules, and you cannot post in this group unless you are a paying member. I actually find, for me, I get a lot more value and leads generated out of commenting on other people's stuff. So keep that in mind. If you're going into a group where you're like, oh, you've got to pay to post, and then you're like, I'm out of here, don't be so quick. I've been in 2 groups now where you have to pay. One of them was $97 a month. One of them was $99 a month. And my return on investment for leads generated were from me commenting on other people's posts that they did. So don't leave just because you're not paying to play. And Stephanie, more places to share my Monty photos. I'll tell you straight up, I was in a group called Goat Crazy. There's 300,000 people in this group. And I would post a picture every single morning of one of my baby goats and just say, good morning. And the repetition of my action got those members really used to me. They would look for that. I'll do little corny things like this notepad. You've goat this. Take a little picture and throw it up there. And I'm not kidding. I would have anywhere between 600 to 700 reactions every single day. And the comments were just too damn much. I couldn't keep up with them. So I just had to stop commenting with people. They love that. That commonality is there. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So when you have got your profile set up, the conversation isn't awkward. It's not awkward. You're no longer a stranger. You've got that common bond. Keep that in mind and allow yourself to go play. As I'm going through this, please, honestly, let me know if you have any questions. This group here is a very promotional group. And this is what I've heard from a lot of you and a lot of my clients is like, oh, these networking groups just feel like everyone's just trying to pitch themselves. Yeah, they are. Let's outsmart them. Let's outsmart them. The comments that you leave in a group, those are speaking for you when you're not in the room. That is a piece of that digital footprint that you're leaving. And that is an evergreen piece of content, even though it's a comment. And the group members who are there now have that capability to see your comment literally 24/7. And don't fool yourself if you think they're not seeing it. So when you drop a comment, don't just drop it like it's hot and run for the next group. We want to be intentional. So let's scroll through and look for opportunities for intention. And this does get quicker. It does get quicker when you're in groups, especially if it's a hobby or a passion group. You don't mind spending 15 minutes in here, whatever your time frame looks like. There's no right or wrong. Again, you're looking for consistency. So that's why I say 2 to 3 groups, because when it gets bigger than that, it's really a lot to manage, especially with the day-to-day. So pick 2 to 3 and just test those 2 to 3. If one of them is not serving you after, you'll know within 2 weeks if this group is for you or not. If it is not, just dump it. Don't leave it. Don't let your groups gather up to 16,000 groups like we did. That's right, Brooklyn. These comments you leave are speaking for you when you're not in the room. So let's go leave some. This woman here posted 7 hours ago. We are promoting Facebook groups today in the Social Butterfly. So basically, they want us to join their Facebook group, SSI, because I know someone will ask me, what does that mean? For this particular group, you have to pay to post. So it's a requirement that you type the letters SSI, which stands for Sales Sister Insider. And that just says I'm a paying member. I'm allowed to, yep, I'm still eliminating groups. Yeah, Sarah, I did that once and it took me pretty much a whole day. So I'll tell you, if you can go into your Facebook settings, you can actually download your data and you can download all of the groups that you're in. Facebook will send it to you in a little zip file. You can open that up, you can print it out, you can highlight all the groups, and you can, like, now that they're highlighted, you can pop into them and leave the group super fast, really fast. I actually did that. I just highlighted all the groups that I didn't want to be a part of anymore. And I sat on my back porch when it was a nice day. And I went now directly into every single group because I had the group name with me. So, yep. Anthony knows that already. I downloaded all of my groups and I left a lot. See, I did the same thing. So she's basically saying you can promote your Facebook group if you come into my group. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to look at these other comments of people who are just kind of leaving their little footprint here. And I'm not going to be rude like them. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. All right. But they're legit. Maybe they joined her group. I don't know that. I don't really care. What I care about is leaving a digital footprint, right? That's going to speak for me when I'm not in this room. How do we do that? Well, I'm going to like this post. That is a little trigger system for me that tells my brain, if I've liked it, that tells me up here, hey, Kim, you've left a comment on this post. So if I like it, that means there's a comment here from me. So if I come back into this group later tonight or tomorrow and I'm scrolling through, if I have a like button, I'm going to keep scrolling. So this woman's name is Whitney Horton. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, what a great opportunity. And I'm going to tag her, Whitney. This fly is driving me nuts. My name is Kim Ward. I help driven. I'm dropping a little micro one-liner. Entrepreneurs kick ass and find their fire so they no longer feel defeated and make decisions that leave or move them closer to their goals. This damn fly, instead of sleepwalking through their days. Again, I'm speaking to Whitney. However, I know darn well that there are people who are going to see my stuff as they're scrolling through this group. They're looking for stuff too. So I'm going to say, I've created a free download containing 100 affirmations that will help eliminate doubt for entrepreneurs. Then I'm going to say, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share. Thanks, Karen. And boom, there is my link. So even if someone's scrolling through this post and they don't take that time to kind of read my comment, just the fact that my custom lead gen shows 100 affirmations to eliminate doubt as an entrepreneur, if someone's in that headspace and they need that, they click on it, I'm generating the lead. And now this group, this exercise knows no time zone and no oceans, right? It's just here 24/7. And so this comment, yep, it took me a little bit longer, but it was definitely, bye Cheryl, it was definitely more heartfelt and more quality derived than a lot of what other people are doing. And that's what's going to stand you, apart from the crowd. So the person above me, she says, get out of the social media weeds and start getting leads. And then she just tags this thing. It's a private group. And I'm thinking like, well, okay, it's kind of abrupt, but whatever works, whatever works. Now, here's one that is saying, drop your Instagram handle and let's follow and support each other. I could spend all day long on just this one post. So when people feel like, you need a lot of groups, you do not. As long as you have the right groups, bye Mariah, thanks for hopping on. As long as you have the right groups, you can really have the quality return on investment that you're looking for. And we can get much more bold, all right? And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'll go ahead and like this. And let's just say that you are growing your Instagram account as well. So when you find a post like this, what would you do? How do you respond to this? I'm really asking, so I can take a breath for a second. All right. Most people do what Tracy did here, and they just drop that link. Here's what you're telling people when you do that. First of all, I don't know Tracy from a hole in the wall. I don't know what she does for a living. I'm a very, very busy person. This is what you should be thinking. She's just gone ahead and dropped her link to Instagram. So in order for me to make the determination of this is someone that I truly want to follow, I now have to take time out of my day. I have to click her link and I have to go on Instagram and find out what she's all about. And my friends here who have clearly been trained by a very good coach are giving you their answers. So they give their name, their one-liner, and drop a clickable Instagram handle. Yep. All right, Ursula, catch you later. So here again, I'm going to do the same thing. My name is Kim Ward, and I help driven entrepreneurs kick ass. I can't spell because this fly is really pissing me off. Kick ass. Hi, Dara. And find their fire. I share hashtag mindset and hashtag digital marketing tips. If that, hi Pia, resonates with you, follow at. Now I put the clickable link, and all you do to do that, http instagram.com/ and then your name, your handle. So I'm at Mrs._Kim_Ward. All right, so now I hit enter. Now I want you to really take in the depth of how I'm showing up versus other people. Do you have a better chance to really grow? This might feel slower. Hi. But if you're showing up from that quality standpoint, it's okay, because your return on investment is going to be better than someone who's just throwing their link up and kind of hitting the road. So I've given my name, I've introduced myself, I've dropped a little piece of my one-liner. I told them what I share on Instagram. If that resonates with you, hi Jennifer. And then I go ahead and I pasted my clickable Instagram link. All right. When new people follow you on Instagram, you should have a pre-written message that contains a link to a freebie offer, something of how you can get those new followers onto your email list, so that now when people follow me from this group, I'm seeing my Instagram followers increase, and I or my VA will take that pre-written message that says, hey, thanks for your follow, blah, 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 blah. And I share a link, probably with my affirmations, quite honestly. All right. Is this helping? Is this helping your digital spider web? Amen, sister. You can't get out of it, can you? I can't tell you on a daily basis, truly, how many people come to me and they're like, Kim, dude, you are everywhere. I open up Facebook and there you are. And I'm like, I know how to market. And I never thought I did so well, but I've won 3 consecutive contests here. That is when I did 2. I never ever thought I would go 3 for 3. And this is how. But you can't come in with the mindset of, I'm going to change in a week, or I'm going to win this contest by this week. This is what again? Consistent action. Anthony, you say it all the time, the omnipresent Kim Ward. All right, I'm so happy that you are digging this. Is there anything that you want me to share? Is there anything that would be helpful to you? We still have 10 minutes. And unfortunately, I do have a hard stop because I have a new client right at 6 o'clock who's come to us from the level 1 workshop. So I want to be in integrity with your time as well as hers. Love this strategy. I do too, Tina. So honestly, let's just be honest. Have you been networking in your groups at this level? So moving forward, how are you going to show up? Right? Just a little bit different. And if it is a group that doesn't allow links, you're going to improvise. You're going to show up the way that you can based on the group rules. We've got 4 minutes. So I'm going to show one really kind of bold move. Let me go back to that group. Let's just pretend for a moment that this woman, Allie, I'm going to just kind of open her up in a new tab, and I'm going to view her main profile. So I can now look at the people in this arena, and I'll click on her cover photo. She's got a little caption, but nothing that's allowing her to generate leads. if I click on her profile picture, this is what I call a dead end. There's nothing here. There's no story. There's no intro. There's no clickable link that invites me to take that next step with her. And she says, join my group for women. And she's got this big, long, kind of like ugly link, which goes to her Facebook group. And then I'm going to kind of decide, like, is this someone that I would like to stay connected with? And if so, I would follow her. But guess what? Her follow button isn't on. And I hate that we're out of time, but I just kind of wanted to show you, if this is someone that you're really looking to be more bold and more proactive when it comes to growing your audience, and you're not afraid of, fear itself, judgment, all the other crap that comes with entrepreneurship, I would then send her a message. I wouldn't voice it because we're new to each other. Let me move my face out of the way. And I'm just going to say, hey, Allie, I saw your post in the Women Helping Women group and decided to check out your profile. I love what you do, ... However, I couldn't follow you because your follow button is not activated. Would you like some help turning that on? Okay. And if I wanted to, I could go back to the group and then kind of like poke it and let her know, Allie. I would tag her in this post and just, let her know. I've sent her a message about her follow button. There's many, 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 many ways for you to be bold and proactive. Leave that digital footprint, play in the groups boldly, loudly, proudly, and then we can crank it up a notch if and when you're ready, so that you're going out there and having conversations with people without pitching your opportunity. You're offering the service, the value, the education by maybe saying, oh my gosh, and you're giving them, watch this. I got to share this. Look what she said. She just responded. She said, oh, strange. Thanks for letting me know. Sure. Now, we are out of time because I do have a client right now, but here's what I'm going to do. You could voice clip her. You could record your own little video and send it. I have a YouTube video. I grab that YouTube link and I share that with all these women that I do this process with. And so far, they've all subscribed to my YouTube channel when they see that. And then I send a friend request and we become buddies and we start talking. Simple, 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 right? So I'm sorry that we have to cut it like this, but I am going to be tardy for my client. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight and hanging out. Feel free to watch the replay, tag your friends, share this, but I ask that you do go be a little bit bold when you're networking in your Facebook groups. And thank you very much. This webinar is a wrap. Love you guys too. Bye for now.